The only thing we seem to be getting more of are the bleeding migrants, who we now found out this morning. Not only are we paying for them to be put up in hotels, not only are we giving them phones, not only are we giving them food and shelter and accommodation and a credit card and some cash just in case they need it. Turns out we're also giving them some clothes. 4 million quid we've spent on giving them all brand new clothes when they arrive, because guess what? Having been on a dinghy for a while, a few hours, they're a bit wet. Well, so what? Put them in a room, let them dry off. What's going on? Henry Bolton's here, international border control expert. Henry, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
I mean, this is beggars belief, isn't it? I mean, just when you thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous, it turns out we're now clothing these people.
Yeah, actually, Mike, this isn't really a terribly new story. We've known that when they've arrived at Dover, they've been given food, they've been given hot drinks, they've been given clothing.
Yeah, I thought they got a blanket. I thought they got a blanket. I didn't think they got clothes.
Yeah, well, they've been getting clothes for a long time now, and of course there's a cost associated with it. Now I'm gonna give the sort of the other side of the story for a moment, because of course if these people, and they're cold, and often more recently, particularly the more recent months this year, or the end of 2024, they've been crossing in much more inclement weather than they have done on any other year. So they are coming over quite often wet and cold. Yeah. And of course, if you don't deal with that, then they're going to get ill, they're going to get hypothermia, they're going to die. So that has to be done. And actually, the cost per migrant works out at just under 36 quid each. So it's in the scale, it's £4 million over 3 years, which is a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's the principle of it, though. It seems to me,
that's
Henry.
the point.
I was saying earlier to Emma Wolf, I think who was here. You get a Thorpe Park, right? There's a sort of log flume water ride that you go on. You come off it, you're soaking wet because the water splashes up on you, and then you stand in this big dryer thing, and you switch it on, and in 2 minutes you're dry. Why can't you just have one of those set up?
Yeah, look, the problem with all of this, Mike, is everything has been ad hoc. Everything's been an emergency measure. The government, the Home Office, the Border Force, all of these different agencies just have not got ahead of the game. We've known that nothing is going to switch these boats off overnight. So they needed to put the infrastructure in place, and they failed utterly to do that. But, you know, the bigger picture really is one of immense cost. I mean, we're talking billions and billions of pounds, in which this 4 million is a small drop in the ocean. Right. And what we've got to do, if we want to solve, even if we put these people in a detention camp, we're going to have to pay for that. We're going to have to clothe them. We're going to have to provide laundry facilities. It's all going to cost. So the only answer to this, Mike, as I've been saying for years, is to stop the flow of boats. Now, yes, we've got to deal with the people who are here now and the people who come in the meantime, but we've got to stop that flow of boats, because otherwise we're going to continue forking out on whatever it might be, even transport costs, to get them from Dover to wherever they've got to go. Yeah,
no, I totally agree with you, but the fact is that nobody has yet come up with a plan to stop them. Donald Trump has been in for a week, and he's already flying thousands of illegal migrants back home to the countries they came from. And for those who are too dangerous to fly back home, he's putting them in Guantanamo Bay, 30,000 of them.
Indeed. And look, Mike, you might or might not know, I've joined the SDP recently.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is because they, unlike Reform, I mean, you know, I'm not being party political here, but the problem with Reform, and I've said it, and others, is that all the other parties are fag paper thin on their policies. It's very attractive to say, we'll put the Navy in the Channel, we'll do this, we'll do that. Right, but when reality hits the road, it's not going to work like that. Now, one of the SDP policies, and I'm feeding into all of that as well, one of the SDP policies is to put these people, ship them directly. Okay, check, quick welfare and health check, then you ship them. If you can't return them immediately, then you ship them to Ascension. Yeah. And in Helmand, we built a huge, great camp.
That sounds like a very good plan. Listen, I've got to run. We'll have to talk some more about it another time, Henry, because we're out of time. But thank you. That's a great idea. We'll move it to Ascension Island. But, of course, the last time somebody suggested that, the RAF said they wouldn't take them, ridiculously.